Welcome to the session. Today I am going to explain you about the reproductive health. This is the continuation of the previous classes. This is the syllabus come under second PUC and the chapter 4. In the last class we discussed about the STDs, the measures to prevent it, general symptoms, causal agents like that. Today I am going to explain you about regarding infertility. What is infertility or even called sterility? Infertility or sterility means unable to produce child in spite of unprotected sexual contact, or simply we can say inability to reproduce, that is infertility or sterility. Able to produce a child is called fertility, but unable to produce a child or unable to become the mother or father of a child is called infertility or sterility. What are the reasons or the causes? The reasons may be physical or congenital diseases. Congenital diseases means the diseases which occur by birth. And then psychological or immunological or disorders of reproductive system like that. So these are all the reasons or causes for infertility. Now let us know what may be the main causes for the male infertility. One by one we can discuss. First one is low sperm count. That is what is called oligospermy. Remember, in a single ejaculation, 4 to 5 ml of semen is ejected. That semen contains 100 to 300 million sperms in a normal, reproductively healthy man. But in some cases, the sperm count is very less. If at all the sperm count is less than 20 million, then we take into account as what? Low sperm count. That is called oligospermy. Oligos means few or lesser. Then a very few or no sperms at all. Then the condition is called azoospermia. The next is blockage of vas deferens or sperm duct. Remember, the vas deferens is nothing but a duct through which sperms travel and then ultimately helpful in reaching what? The body of female genital system. Now, if at all this vas deferens or sperm duct is get blocked, then there is no continuation in the passage of the vas deferens or the sperm duct. As the result of it, the sperms cannot travel through these sperm ducts and reach the female genital system. That is the blockage of vas deferens. Then abnormal sperms. That means the sperm structure is not normal. The another one is premature or failure of ejaculation. What do you mean by this ejaculation? Ejaculation is nothing but the releasing of the semen containing sperms in a greater force during coitus. Thereby the semen is shooted into the female uterus. That favors the sperm motility and their movement into the fallopian tube to cause fertilization. So if at all the ejaculation is get failed, naturally much of the sperms retain in the vagina and then in the uterus, and there is possibility in the failure of sperm's movement into the fallopian tube, which is responsible for fertilization. And then premature, that means before the coitus, whenever the individual is sexually what is known as the exaggeration, that is, whenever that is what is known as the orgasm, this is the term. So during this, the sexual activity before the actual coitus or before the insertion of the penis into the female genital system or into the vagina. So some sexual activities is happened in the couples. So if at all the ejaculation or the semen is comes out of the penis, then it is called as the premature, the ejaculation. Before the actual coitus, the sperms may get ejaculated whenever the individual is sexually excited. These are all the causes or reasons for what? The male infertility. So either it is due to oligospermy, where the sperms are in lesser count. The second one is a few or no sperms at all. Then it is called azoospermia. So the another one is blockage of the vas deferens. Thereby the sperms cannot reach into the female genital system. Then the sperms are not normal in their structure and behavior. The another one is premature or failure of ejaculation. These are all the causes for the male infertility. Now, let us know the causes for female infertility. Before taking these causes for female infertility, there is another cause for the male infertility, and of course which is very important, that is the failure in erection of the penis. Penis, I hope you know that it is an external genitalia of male. For the insertion of the penis into the vagina during coitus, it should be in the erected state. If at all the penis fail to get erect, then it is not possible for that the individual to engage in coitus. And such a condition can be even referred as what? Impotence. So these are the 6 the main causes for male infertility. Now let us take up the causes for female infertility. 1. Irregular menstrual cycle, thereby there may be irregular what? The ovulation. As you are aware, ovulation is nothing but the releasing of the egg from the ruptured Graafian follicle. So, for ovulation to occur, which hormones are responsible? The two hormones are responsible, that is FSH and LH. These two hormones are secreted from the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. FSH means follicle stimulating hormone. It is responsible for what? The development of the Graafian follicle. What is a Graafian follicle? A matured ovarian follicle in which egg develops. So, and then LH is responsible for ovulation, that is luteinizing hormone. So, LH surge may occur on 14th day of the menstrual cycle, during which ovulation occurs in a woman who is having a regular menstrual cycle for every 28 to 29 days, like that. If at all there is lesser production of this FSH and LH, then it leads to what? Irregular the ovulation or irregular menstrual cycle or menses or monthly cycle, like that. Then, if at all the ovary or uterus is get infected, or in other words we can say infections to ovary or uterus, then they cannot discharge their normal functions. The another one is uterine tumor, a polyp-like, a small bud. Polyp means a small bud-like structure may get developed on the inner wall of the uterus, that is endometrium, as the result of this foreign body, which is called as the tumor, extra growth of tissues. Whenever this polyp-like structure is developed on the inner wall of the uterus, then naturally, even though fertilization occurs, implantation will not occur. As you are aware, implantation is the attachment of blastocyst to the wall of what? Uterus. As there is a foreign object in the wall of the uterus in the form of a tumor, so naturally no implantation occur, thereby no question of what? Pregnancy. Then blockage of fallopian tube or oviduct. Fallopian tube is the part of female reproductive system through which what travels? Through which sperm travels like this, and then suppose here there is an egg. Naturally the sperm come in contact with the egg and both of them fuse together and resulting in the formation of a zygote. If at all the fallopian tube is get blocked like this, naturally the sperms fail to reach what? The egg. Hence there will be no fertilization at all. Then abnormal uterus. So if at all the uterus in the sense womb of the mother, in which embryo develops. Remember, uterus will reach the maximum size. According to one author, the size of the uterus is get expanded 500 times of the normal size during the development of the fetus or the embryo. So, in order to accommodate the developing the child, if at all the uterus is abnormal, suppose it may be very smaller, which cannot accommodate the developing baby, because as the development proceeds, there is increase in the size of the developing fetus or the embryo. If at all the uterus is quite smaller than that of the normal, naturally that uterus cannot accommodate the pregnancy. The another congenital means, as I said earlier, it occurs by birth. Odd shaped, that means the uterus is not in a normal shape. The uterus may get septate. Suppose this is uterus, there may be a septal wall like this. Then it can be called as a septate uterus. If at all the uterus is a septate, naturally the implantation will not occur. Then, non-canalization of vagina. That means to say, whenever a girl attains puberty or attains maturity, the vaginal part is get canalized. Canalized means it becomes widened. Thereby it can accommodate the penis, what should be inserted during the coitus. But if at all the vagina is non-canalized, then the woman will not cooperate with the coitus. So that is the non-canalization of vagina. These are all what the causes for female infertility. Now, let us know about the techniques which are helpful to overcome what? The infertility. That is infertility control. Or it may be even referred as ART, Assisted Reproductive Technologies. Remember, as the medical field is advanced, naturally there are various ART, that is assisted reproductive technologies, to overcome what? Infertility or sterility. Some of the techniques which come under this the ART are, one by one I will explain. That is IVF-ET technique. What do you mean by this IVF-ET technique? IVF means, remember, that is in vitro fertilization. ET means embryo transfer. This is the technique. What do you mean by in vitro fertilization? Remember, if at all fertilization occurs normally in the female genital system or in the genital system of a woman, then that one is called in vivo fertilization. In vivo is the normal method wherein fertilization occurs in the female genital system. In vitro fertilization means it is the technique of fertilizing the gametes outside the body of a woman by creating the environment which is similar to that of the environment of the female genital system. Or simply we can say that in vitro fertilization is the technique of fertilizing the egg and sperm outside the body of woman. That is in vitro fertilization. Then embryo transfer. How the technique is carried out or done? For example, if at all any one of the couples, if any one out of a couple is sterile or infertile and it is not possible to get the child by having that sterile the partner. So either may be the male or may be the female, or maybe the wife or husband. Then this technique is used. What is done here? Suppose the woman is the normal and her husband is sterile. And there is no chance of getting any child from her husband. Then this technique is applied. How it is done? Here, first of all, the egg is collected from the woman who is normal. And then the sperms are collected from the unknown donor. The sperms are always collected, either the sperms or the egg, whatever it may be, always collected from the unknown donor. Now, the sperms are collected later. The egg and the sperms are placed in a petri dish containing the nutrient media. Whatever the media that is available for the gametes to fuse in the body, normally in the body of a woman, the same environment is created here. So this media may be taken either in the petri dish or in a test tube like this. Later, the sperm and the eggs are transferred into this petri dish containing the media. As a result of it, the sperm and the egg are get fertilized, resulting in the formation of what? The zygote or fertilized egg. This fertilized egg is allowed to develop up to certain stages. In order to transfer into the uterus of the woman, the zygote should undergo the cleavage and the resultant cell should be more than 8 blastomeres. Suppose the developing zygote is with 8 blastomeres. What do you mean by the blastomeres? Blastomeres are nothing but the resultant cells of the cleavage. What is cleavage? Cleavage is the mitotic division, is the repeated mitotic division of an egg without growth. If at all the zygote reaches 8 blastomere stage, then it should be transferred into the fallopian tube, not into the uterus. If it contains more than 8 blastomeres, then only it should be transferred directly into the uterus. Whenever it is introduced into the uterus, so it is at the stage what? It is at the stage of blastocyst or blastula. Blastocyst stage. Now this blastocyst with more than 8 blastomeres is now transferred directly into the what? Uterus. If at all the blastomeres are less than the 8, then it should be transferred into a fallopian tube. But if it is with more than 8 blastomeres, then it is transferred directly into the uterus for implantation. From here afterwards, the further development is what? It occurs naturally in the womb or in the uterus of the mother, either the donor mother or in the original or genetical mother or in the surrogate mother. What do you mean by that surrogate mother? Surrogate mother is the one who provides uterus for the development of what? Foreign embryo. Remember, surrogate mother is not a genetical mother. The genetical mother in the sense one who donates egg. She is supposed to be the genetical mother. One who provides uterus for the development of the foreign embryo or foreign fetus, then she is called as surrogate mother. Now from here afterward the development occurs naturally as like in the normal developmental process. That is the IVF ET technique. Then let us know about the gift technique. Gift in the sense here gamete intrafallopian transfer. Now here the term itself indicates that here the sperm and the eggs are collected from the donor or from the mother or from the husband, like that. And these two gametes, that is the egg and the sperm, are loaded into the laparoscope. So a device which can be inserted into the female genital system, and ultimately they are injected into where? The fallopian tube. Where actually the fertilization occurs. Where fertilization occurs naturally in the woman reproductive system in ampullary region, that is the basal or the proximal part of the fallopian tube. Now the gametes here, that is the egg and the sperms, are now directly transferred into the fallopian tube where fertilization occurs and further development occurs naturally. That is gift technique. Now zipped technique. Zipped in the sense Z stands for zygote intrafallopian transfer. Here the gametes are allowed to undergo fertilization in a petri dish or in a test tube containing the nutrient media, suitable media for fertilization. After fertilization, what is obtained? Zygote is obtained. So if at all it is to be transferred at the zygote stage itself, it is to be transferred into the fallopian tube. Suppose the developing stage of the zygote with 8 blastomeres, then also it is to be transferred into the fallopian tube, not into the uterus. Hence here it is the transfer of zygote into the fallopian tube. But fertilization was made outside the body of a woman in the petri dish or in a test tube containing the suitable media for fertilization. Then IUT, that is intrauterine transfer. This is the expansion pattern. For this intrauterine transfer means here the developing embryo is to be transferred directly into the uterus. To transfer into the uterus, at what stage the developmental stage is? It should be with more than what? 8 blastomeres. So below or up to 8 blastomeres into the fallopian tube. If at all the blastomeres are more than 8 blastomeres, that means to say 16 blastomeres, naturally it is to be transferred into the uterus for further development. Then the condition is called intrauterine transfer. Then ICSI, this is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Sperm injection. This is nothing but the micro injection technique. For example, this is supposed to be the egg. Now, a single sperm is enough to cause fertilization here. The sperm is taken into the syringe and it is directly injected into the cytoplasm of what? The egg. This results in the fertilization, and the resultant product is what? Zygote. Then it may be transferred either into the fallopian tube or into the uterus based upon at what stage it is. Then AI, that is nothing but artificial insemination technique. Here the sperms are loaded into the laparoscope device, and later on those sperms are get inseminated into what? Vagina or into the uterus. From there onward, the sperms move into the fallopian tube, causing fertilization, and further development is what occurs naturally in the body of the woman. Then lastly, that is IUI, that is intrauterine insemination. Remember, artificial insemination is nothing but the introducing of what? The collected sperms into the vagina or into the uterus. If at all the collected the semen is directly introduced into the uterus, then such a technique can be referred as what? Intrauterine insemination. So right from 1 to 7, these are all the techniques to overcome what? Infertility. Thereby we can say they are the infertility control techniques, and they can be even referred as what? ART, assisted reproductive technologies. Remember, in the beginning itself I told you that in vivo fertilization is the natural fertilization occurring inside the body of a woman. In vitro fertilization is the technique of fertilizing the egg outside the body of a woman in a nutrient media. Surrogate mother, woman who provides uterus for the development of foreign embryo or foreign fetus. Remember, she is not a genetical mother. Louise Joy Brown was a girl, was the first test tube baby of the world, born on 12 July 1978 at Manchester, England. So this test tube baby, that is abbreviated as TTB, was created for the first time by Dr. Patrick Steptoe and Dr. Robert Edward of England. Durga was the first Indian test tube baby created by the great gynecologist by name Dr. Indira Hinduja at Bombay Hospital in 1986. This is about the infertility and then assisted reproductive technologies. Thank you one and all.